in this example, we're going to look at how we can process some data using Python, so getting our Python programs to actually do something useful. So let's take a simple example of maybe just adding up some numbers, right? The scenario could be like it's the amount of pocket money you want to count up from each week. So say we want to count up the amount of pocket money for a month. There's 4 weeks. So I want the user to type in how much pocket money he gets each week. So I'm going to have to store that in variables. So I've got week 1 equals, and money is going to be a real number because they might have like £1.50, and it wouldn't make sense for the user to type the amount of money they have in pennies. So we'll deal with pounds, so it's going to have to be a real number, so a floating point number using Python. So we're going to say float input enter money for week 1, and we're going to have the user do that 4 times. I'm going to cheat a wee bit by copying and pasting. And it's important to make sure that you have 4 different variables. We can't just have it week 1. We need 4 different variables to store the 4 different amounts of money. And be sure to change your messages as well here, week 1, week 2, and week 3 and 4. Now that we have the 4 numbers, we want to do something with them. We want to process them. So I'm going to calculate a total. And I'm going to say total equals, and it's just like writing out a sum. Of how would you figure this out? How would you calculate it? And I'm just going to say it's equal to the value in week 1. So I just say week 1 plus the value in week 2. So week 2 plus week 3 plus week 4. Oh, and be sure not to put spaces in between your variable names like that. And that will calculate the total. So if I print the total out, let's see if that works. So money for week 1, say you got £5.50, £3.40 next week, £2.20, and £5. And you can see that that's done the sum correctly for us. It came out as 16.1. If I wanted to display with the pound sign in front of it, I could do that with my print statement. So that works, and it's as simple as that. All you need to remember is that in the logic of the computer will follow the same logic that from maths, where the brackets are going to happen first more than multiplication, and then so on and so forth. And the way I like to remember it is PEMDAS. So we've got parentheses, so any brackets would happen first. E stands for exponents. We're not dealing with that just now. Multiplication will happen next. So multiplication is the asterisk sign. Division is a /. And then we have addition and subtraction. And that's the order they happen. So if we take that logic from maths, try to make sure you apply it here. So in this scenario, these 2 numbers would be added together first, and then they'd be multiplied by week 3, and then finally divided by week 4, the total of that. So it's important that you know that. And as long as you sort of make use of parentheses and brackets to group your sums together, you shouldn't run into too many issues.